Hello, Bacho. Good afternoon to you all is there. In my previous episode, we were discussing about the general structure of the leaf is there, followed by their arrangement, how they are uh, located on the stem is there, and followed by that is the general structure here, that is the leaf blade or lamina, whether they are the incisor one or that is the wave is there, spinous is there. So on that basis the leaves have been divided into two, whether the margin is entire or it is incisor is reaching up to the midrib or not is there. So keeping in all views the structure of the leaf, you have discussed the simple leaf and then the compound leaf. Then there the arrangement is concerned is there. How they are making that is their arrangement in different ways there. No doubt the most important function of the leaves is photosynthesis is there. But other than the photosynthesis, there are some other functions also which are very much useful for the survival of the plants are concerned. So keeping in view, or in other words, in continuation of the previous lecture, here just I want to some points highlighted on that is the leaves modification. As you know very well is there, the primary function of the leaf is that is photosynthesis, but there are some other functions are also by which that is the leaves they are modified themselves is there and they perform the different functions are concerned is there. So keeping in view that is in the light of your the examination point of view, just I thought a little bit, though it is a small one, but it is mandatory to give you that is the some details regarding the modification of the leaves are concerned is there. So my title is leaves, that is modification or modification of leaves is concerned. There are so a different type of that is the modification of the leaves is carried out in the nature is there, and no doubt they have their distinctive functions are there. So some of the factors these are as follows. First I quoted it, that is the leaf tendril. As you know that in developing stage the leaves that is becomes in that is a simple tubular structure which is making a spring like structure, and it is very much used for that is surrounding over the this object is there. So it also help in tender stage is also help for that is the ascending or that is the creeping on that is the surface on which they are present is there. So the leaf जो है lamina जो है that is modified into the tendril form, which is mostly in early stages there. So that's why the first point is that is the leaf tendril. Leaf tendril, it is most important function is that is for climbing is there. If you go through that is the nature is there, so you will see in that is almost all that is leguminaceae family में pulses, where that is the pisum जो cruciferum है that is ये pisum sativum जो है, so that is represented whether it is garden pea or that is the normal pea is there, so pisum sativum, or that is the Lepidoratus. Wild pea is there in which the tendril is play a very important role is there, and they are meant for that is the helping for the climbing is there. So the modification of the leaf is that is in tendril. So the first category that we have discussed is that is the leaf tendril is there. Then the second option is that is the leaf spine. When we were discussing about the different general structure of the leaf is there, then the favorable condition is not such. In other words, you may say where there is a superfluous amount of the water, the optimum amount of the water which is not available in the environment or the area or in the soil. So the leaves they are modified themselves in the form of spines. As a result, where there the sunken stomata is there, so the transpiration rate is it is very getting low is there. So in this case, when the leaf, which is a wide lamina, or that is the leaf blade, which is changes into the spine-like structure. So this spine is responsible, no doubt, for the protection as well as for the transpiration. Here, the leaf spine sharp. What do you mean the spine? The spines, they are the sharp and pointed structure. Leaf which were in a wide form is there. It transformed into the spine structure. And so such structure, it is very much common or present in, if you take the example, that is cactus. कैक्टस में दैट इज द ग्रीनरी, ये स्टेम है एक्चुअली, दिस इज द लीफ जो है दैट इज इन स्पाइन. हियर ये जो स्ट्रक्चर है, दीज आर स्पाइंस, एंड दिस फ्लैटी structure resembles like that is the leaf, it is known as stem. So here this is the phylloclade. Phylloclade जो है stem that is present in cactus, where that is the leaves, they are modified into the spine. As a result, for the survival of their life in the environment, this cactus जो है checks the transpiration, because the sunken stomata, though they are in reduced form or sunken, and followed by these spines, they are very dangerous to the for the grazing animals. So they, by dual function of this spines are there. First, that is the transpiration rate is getting checked is there. Then that is the protection from the grazing animals. The animals who herbivorous, or they are try to take as food is there, they not even take touch, because they are due to the sharp spine. So the dual function of spine is, the first is transpiration and other is for the protection, and this is represented by that is a cactus. In third modification of the leaf is that is scales leaves. Third one, they are called scale leaves, or that is the cataphyls. Scale leaves or the cataphyls, they are present for the protection as well as that is the reserve food is there. This is very, very important for point of view is there, regarding examination point of view is there. For the protection, if you take the example of ginger is there, so the on the surface of the ginger, whatever that is the layer on the ginger, that we have tried to draw it. So the scales which are present on the ginger, they are meant for that is the protection. They are meant for the protection, scale leaves which are present on ginger, and the same scale leaves which are related to onion as well as garlic, they are meant for storing the food is there. So here we say that the scale leaves जो है, they have the dual function is there. The dual function, first is protects to the ginger, followed by also act as the food, that is represented by onion and garlic. So these are the leaves meant for that is the food storage, and other is for protection is there. This is very important for your point of view regarding in examination. Then the fourth type of that is the modification of the leaf is that is hooked leaf. So that's why, because a leaf modified into the hooks. When the leaf modified into the hooks, so the it hooks, they are like that is the tendril is there. Tendril, that is they are getting encircled over the object. Here they making a groove like structure by which that is they also help in that is climbing or ascending the plant body. But here they make a hook like structure on which they climb. So the leaf hooks, they are represented by a plant, and that is known as bignonia. Here that is we have made the structure of the hook is there. So that hooks जो है they are over the object and in such a way they ascend on the substratum is there. The next it is phyllodes. Phyllodes, that is the flattened petiole or rachis. And these petiole or rachis जो है they are responsible for the process of photosynthesis. In other words, you may say the portion of the leaf, as we have discussed regarding the previous my lecture, is the leaf base, petiole, then it is leaf blade or lamina, this midrib, and that is the rachis is there. Whatever the condition they are prevailing in the nature or in the environment, then that is the such leaves they are getting reduced or that is shedding off. In such a way, leaf blade that is not there is there. In this case, what happens? The portion of the leaf, whether it is the petiole or it is the some part of the rachis, which is getting flattened is there, like the leaves is there, and they take that is the function of that is the its leaf is there, and the process of photosynthesis is there. So it is represented by a special plant that is known as Australian acacia. That is called Australian acacia, where there is a rachis or petiole, it is getting flattened is there, like that is the leaf is there. Then that is some part of that is the most important function of that is the insectivorous plants are. यहाँ पर as we have discussed when that is we started that is the nutrition in case of plants are concerned is there. So most of the जिनको हम planty group you use the term is plants, the most of the plants, mostly group of that is the planty, they show that is the autotrophic phenomena. Photosynthetic purpose, they are autotrophs. That's why the plants are known as autotrophs. But there are few examples or also where the plants are heterotrophs. And these in heterotrophs, the most important part of that is the heterotrophic form of that is the plantae, they are that is the insectivorous plants. So when we discuss about that is the insectivorous plants are concerned is there, and if we observe this area of our Indian continent is there, this Indian peninsula mein where such type of plants they are present. So these insectivorous plants present or located, distributed in the eastern state of our northeast state of the Indian states, which is commonly known as, they are commonly known as Seven Sisters, where the smaller states like Manipur, Nagaland, Tripura, Agartala, Impal, Meghalaya, Assam, वहां पर ये मोस्टली जो है प्लांट जो है ना मिलते हैं. द रीजन बिहाइंड दैट कि वेयर देयर इज द स्कार्सिटी ऑफ नाइट्रोजनस कंपाउंड्स, दे आर नॉट इन superfluous amount is there. So how that is the plant they survive is there. So they derive that is the nitrogen components from the body of the insect. अब आप कहेंगे सर कि इंसेक्ट की बॉडी में कहां से ये नाइट्रोजन आ गया? तो इंसेक्ट जो आर्थ्रोपोडा का ग्रुप जो है, it is very much characterized by that is the exoskeleton. Exoskeleton, which is a very much protective covering over the body of the insect is there. And what is this arthropoda exoskeleton? It is made up of cutin, polysaccharide, and combination of that is the glucosamine. Glucosamine, where that is the glycogen followed by this nitrogen components, they are there. So the insectivorous plant, those plants which take the insect as their diet, and the nitrogen they derive from that is the insect's body, from the exoskeleton of the insects. That's why they are known as insectivorous plant, in which they derive the nitrogen components from the exoskeleton of the insects. So here if you see the insectivorous plants, they are restricted to a particular zone is there, where the lack of that is the nitrogen compounds are lacking. So they are represented. Few example we have to quote is there. These insectivorous plants represented by one group is that is called Nepenthes, which is a pitcher plant. This is commonly known as pitcher plant, where that is the leaves which is modified into the form of a pitcher shaped structure where some fluid is filled, followed by a that is lid is there. So if any insect that is entrap enter into the this fluid is there, pitcher shaped, and that is it is entangled into the fluid is there, and it is digested by that is there. So this is insectivorous plant represented by Nepenthes. It is commonly known as pitcher plant. Likewise, second group of that is insectivorous plant that is also known as bladderwort. आप देखते हैं it utricularia. It is commonly known as bladderworts because whatever the structure of this plant is like a bladder, where there is a fluid is filled is there. In base that is the insect getting entrapped is there. Sundew and Drosera, it is Venus flytrap is there. It is bright in color is there. So by which whatever the insect they attracts toward and sit on the body of this fly of this these leaves are there, they are entangled is there. So is such a manner, so they take that is the nitrogen components from the insect body. So it means the insectivorous plants where the modification of the leaves is in different form is there, whether they may be pitcher shaped, they may be bladder form, or they may be some Venus flytrap is there. So these are the different view, the different part of that is the modification are concerned is there. The last but not least is that is the fill, that is sporophylls, or that is the floral leaves. This sporophylls, which are commonly known as floral leaves, which are responsible for the even formation of that is the flower, and angiosperm is there. So this in angiosperms, if you consider, if you take the example of any flower, then you see there are different form of the whorl of the flower is there. The outermost layer, that is you use the term is calyx is there. This sepals, and that is corolla, then petals. तो जो sepals, petals, collective term हम use करते हैं, all that is the sepals together we use the term is calyx. Likewise, all the petals collectively we use the term is corolla, and these are accessory organs. They attract protection as well attraction for that is the insect is there or any other organism which is going to be harmful, that is the flower, followed by gynoecium, that is androecium. These all derives from the leaf is there. So these the flower is also, it is the modified form of the leaves are there. So this is about that is the different type of the modification of the leaves is there. In short, just I want to some highlight on the leaf is there, because the leaf, it is a very, very important, that is the part of the plant body is there, particularly in this angiosperm is there, which is commonly known as that is the flowering plants are there. So the primary function of the leaf is there. What are the primary functions of the leaf? We have categorized on the basis of that is its needs or primary mechanism is there. So primary leaves जो है, primary function जो है that is carried out by the leaves are, they are, that is one is photosynthesis. As you people are heard from the beginning is there, photo means light, synthesis का इसमें जो chemical reaction होता है, तो इसमें जो light energy है changes into the chemical energy. तो सबसे most of the important function photosynthesis में whatever the plant body is there, तो इस plant body में leaf जो है सबसे अपना important function play करते हैं. तो primary function of the leaves are that is the photosynthesis there. Followed by then the next point, that is also exchange of gases, where the process of respiration is takes place is there. यहाँ पर हम respiration की जब बात करते हैं regarding in plants are concerned is there, simply you may use the term is that is the exchange of gases is concerned is there. So whether it is the stomata or lenticels, by which that is the exchange of gases is take place. During the respiration is concerned, the plants also get that is the oxygen is there. So after the oxidation of food and so the liberation of CO2 is also released in the environment. So the exchange of gases जो है, breathing जो है, that is also performed. This is also an important function carried out by the leaves is there. So after the process of photosynthesis, the exchange of gases, which is regarding in breathing in, that is the plants are they are also performed by that is the leaves are there. Then it is transpiration. As we have already studied regarding this transpiration, evaporation of the water from the surface of that is the, so अब इस surface of the water plant's body that is mostly covered with a cuticle is there, so the reduction of the transpiration process is there, but cuticular respiration. But the most of the transpiration जो है where the water evaporates in the form of water जो है वो उस एयर के फॉर्म में जो बॉडी से बाहर निकालते हैं थ्रू द स्टोमेटल, क्योंकि स्टोमेटा के थ्रू जो है ट्रांसपिरेशन रेट जो है एवोपरेट होता है, ज्यादा से ज्यादा जाता है, because the cuticle covering whole of that is the plant body. So they also, it means that is the leaves जो है they also play in the process of that is the transpiration. Then it is the conduction of the water and food, as this is very important point is there. Conduction, it means that is the vascular bundle which are playing in the leaves are there. So first of all, that is the, if the leaves they are in need of water and minerals is there, so that water and minerals that is absorbed through the, that is the root is there, then reaches translocate into the stem, then it reaches its branches, followed by at the end in leaves are there, where the process of photosynthesis takes place is there. Ultimately the byproduct is, or the food form is there, then this food has to distribute into the various part of the, every part of that is the plant is there. So they are also help in that is the translocation is there. So these four important functions they are carried out by leaves are there. So they are included in the category which are very much biological function, and mandatory these all processes are there. So that's why they are grouped in a category, or in that is you may also use the primary function of the leaf is there. So the primary function of the leaf, that is photosynthesis, exchange of gases, that is respiration, transpiration, and conduction of the water, and that is the minerals are followed by, but secondary, likewise, that is the secondary functions also carried, restricted to the leaf functions are concerned is there, but it is not so much important, but up to some extent they are necessary, and so that's why they are known as secondary functions which are carried out by the leaves are there. So first, the secondary function, that is the storage of food is food, that is food, and that is the water is there. Whatever the process is there in which the food manufacture is there by the process of photosynthesis, so where the leaves which are responsible for the formation of the food is there. So some food that will also store itself into the leaves are there, though that is translocated in various part of the body is there, but mainly that is also present on the leaves are concerned is there. So the leaves also perform its function for the storage of the food and water is concerned. Then that is the support is there. So you see that is the whatever there is the protection support में भी आप देखते हैं कि किसी भी even leaves जो है they are very much in supportive in nature is there. Then it is protection is there. तो सपोर्ट एंड प्रोटेक्शन जो आप देखते हैं कि सपोज कीजिए दे आर मॉडिफाइड फॉर्म, अगर हम फ्लावर का ही स्ट्रक्चर ले लेते हैं तो इसमें आप देखते हैं ड्यूरिंग द बडिंग स्टेज व्हाटएवर द कैलेक्स और सेपल्स आर कंसिडर्ड देयर, दे आल्सो दैट इज प्रोटेक्ट to the developing that is the flower is there, so they are also protect in due course of time is there. Then it is pollination is there. Pollination, as we generally teach to the students is there, pollination transfer of that is the male gamete into the body of the female is there. So they also have that is some mechanism or process by which that is the they also help in pollination of the leaves are concerned is there. Then floral leaves, as we have already discussed is there, floral leaves or sporophylls, all the floral parts or holes they are modified form of the, and they perform different function is there. If we take the example of floral leaves is concerned, the outermost covering of that is the leaves, which is known as samples or commonly known as calyx is there, which is perform dual function is there. First of all, they perform, being green in color, they also perform the process of photosynthesis, followed by there is the protection of the developing floral bodies there concern is there. Then the second part of that is the corolla, which that is the individual unit, that is the petals or petals. Petals, though bright in color is there, they help in pollination is there, because they attract, that is the, they also attract to the insect is there, by which the insect comes on the surface of the flower is there, where that is the entangled of the male gamete is on the body, and they transfer to another flower is there. In such a way, that is the pollination and other, they also happen in one way the other base there. So flower leaves जो है, where they are there, they are performing their specific functions are there, and all these they are, that is the modified form of the leaves are concerned is there. Then that is the nitrogenous nutrition is there, as we have already discussed about this case is nitrogenous nutrition. What does it mean? यहाँ पर the leaves which is responsible for the for the providing of, that is the nitrogen components. As nitrogen leaves किस तरीके से nitrogen components जो है provide करते हैं, we have also discussed in case of this insectivorous plants are there. So whatever the form of, that is the leaves is there, whether they are in fisher form or they are bladder worm or they are drosera or the Venus flytrap is concerned is there, all these leaves जो है they are modified in such a way so that the insects that get attracted towards them is there, and when they are come into the contact of the leaves, they are getting entrapped is there, and that is their exoskeleton, which is made up of cuticle and glucosamine, where the parts of the nitrogen components are there. In such a manner, that is they provide the nitrogen components to the developing plants are there. So that is why the leaves that play a very important role in the life history of the plants are there. So this is all about, that is the important function of the leaf is there. So these the function, leaves and modification, they perform their function as per their need is or in the environment is there. Thank you. This is the brief the content of this on this topic is there. So please, if you think this knowledge it is worthwhile for you is there, please like, share and subscribe accordingly. Thank you.